Well, here we are, ready for trip number 2. Literally from where we stood last time. Right, so see this little dirt path? Unfortunately, that's all that remains now of the Woodhead line. So this line here, remember, it's this still live line which goes down to the mill. So let's follow the Woodhead, let's see where it takes us. Well, it is dense, but it is very well used, so looks like we're in for an easy ride here. So let's follow the route, let's see what clues we can find. As you'd expect around here, just tons and tons of leftover track and sleepers. Luckily they haven't commercialised this into a cycle path yet, so you can still find a few clues. It's not what we call a plastic path, although I've been warned that that's what's coming up ahead. So let's keep walking and see what we can find, eh mate? Yep, you'd think this was a lovely country walk from the way that things are developing, but other than you can see the ballast on the floor, and there are some railway increments at the side, you know, where you used to have the cables. Yes, so yeah, this is still the Woodhead route, and you can still see tiny clues, just not as many as I was hoping to do so, but there's plenty of time yet. Let's keep it going. Still a few reminders. Not just the post, also that funny box at the top. Yeah, this is looking like a nice railway walk now. Bring it on. Alright, we're coming up to a road. It looks like the bridge is misaligned. I wonder if that was the original bridge, or there was another bridge that originally went under this road. Alright, on this part of the trip I'm finding no railway clues at all. It's just like a pathway. Even lost the ballast. Wow, another station still standing. This is Wartley Station. No signs of the platforms, although there's some edgings at the side, all the way down. But yeah, look at the station. Perfect. Lovely, lovely. Can you see there where it goes in? That's obviously where they were waiting on the platforms on the other side. No signs of it, but that's where it used to be. Nice bridge coming up. So right, we're very near that Thurgoland, where them tunnels are. Well, just before it, there used to be a branch line off to I think it was a colliery. And this is where it used to branch off. So this is where the Woodhead line's going. That's where the branch line used to go. I'll show you a bit of a map to show you where it went to. It's a very old world, so there's not much left of it now, but that's where the junction was. So this is around the same location that Thurgoland Railway Station used to be. So you notice here, it's getting wider. Apparently we're coming up to the stay of the tunnels now, and there used to be 2 sets of tunnels, originally for the steamers, and those that were rebuilt for the electrics. So this is the old tunnel. As I say, it wasn't wide enough for the electrics, but they still kept it in situ. So this is the first portal that was opened. It's blocked at the other end, but you can walk through, I believe. I didn't bring my torch, so don't worry about that, mate. Well, apparently the electrics going to Sheffield came through this side. If you went to Manchester, you went through the other side. And so we come to the purpose-built one for the electrics. I noticed as I'm walking through this tunnel, it's making right weird sounds. I thought my voice sounded weird as it was, but walking through this tunnel has a really funny echo. Can you hear it? Now if you look upwards, you can see where the pantograph used to be. These are purpose-built, like you say, all the way through it. Wow, that sound is amazing. This must have sounded fantastic with something like a Class 40 flying through it. Oh, spooky. And here's that blocked up tunnel from the other side. This gives you a better idea on the design, as it were, with the turrets either side, la-di-da. Right, as you can see, Navy's certainly had fun chipping through this mess. Look at all that work. Let's see what railway clues we can find, eh mate? And so we slowly make our way to Penistone. Well, what was once a lovely viaduct has now been destroyed by the Health and Safety Brigade. Look at this awful fence. Yeah. This is the view you would have had if that fence wasn't there. As you say, Mother Nature has claimed a lot of this land, but if you look in between you can find them clues. Right, so I just filmed this building. It looks railway-fied. Maybe it's a crossing house or something. As you say, it looks like there's a major roadway that went past or cut through the railway. See what I mean? These things are everywhere. You just got to look deep into the foliage to see the clues. Eee, nice to see someone's keeping in with the theme of the area. As you say, it's just a straight route. There's no sign of any pantographs or any railway mania. I've been good 20-25 minutes now, not a sign of anything. As you may have noticed with that last sign, yes, we are passing through Ox Spring. Another bridge. I'm cutting through a very wide cutting at the moment. Literally they've built two trails next to each other because it's that wide. As you can see where they're blasted through the stones and everything. There was some kind of sidings here. Is this leading up to what is it, Barnsley Junction? Let's keep going, we'll find out. Yes, I was right. So it looks like we've had some extra sidings in this cutting leading up to Barnsley Junction. If you can look through that rail there, you can see the actual railway line, the one that we're going to run alongside before meeting at Penistone. So expect what we're looking at over here is what used to be the sidings for the Yorkshire Steel and Ironworks. It was a massive complex. It went on both sides of the railway lines, but this is the original site, and this is where it crossed over from the main line onto the Woodhead route. I expect this was pre-electrics. This looks like a wooden signal post. So again, still on the outskirts of Penistone, found these old brick remains beside the track. Signal box, do you think? There's loads, and look at it, all the bricks here built into this little corner. Now it's that track side. And so we finally find the famous tank ramps. So this is the site of one of Penistone's goods sidings. Apparently there's a turntable around here somewhere. Let's have a quick look at this ramp first. Yeah, apparently they were loaded up. Donk, 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 donk. Straight onto the trains. Straight into action. Straight to the bar. And what's left now? There should be sidings everywhere at the moment. Not a damn thing in sight. And just as we approach Peniston Station, we find the Peniston Turntable. Look at this. just like godly. Wow. I think we need some volunteers to sort this mess out, but wow. It's all there. Just needs a bit of enthusiasm to get it sorted. So where you can see that modern houses, again, is where that steel and ironworks was. As you say, it crossed the line. It looks like that was an extension that was put in a few years later. But exactly where that estate was is exactly the boundaries of where those extra sidings were. I thought when it expanded it we'd lost the turntable, but you just look at it, it's here. Oh, in all its beauty. Hehe, look what I found. Pretty well intact. Hasn't been chipped out or anything. Apparently this was for some kind of a cooling the electric down. Yeah, even on the last video I couldn't find one that was in that good condition. Well done. As you can see, still clues going up. There's plenty of foliage hiding it all. And where this tree is where the track came on. Can you see the sleepers? It came on from that direction, then did a big turn. Not sure what this was. Looks a bit small to be a hut, but served a purpose. And so we approach Peniston. Peniston is the next station stop.
We're approaching Peniston now. Peniston, I should think, is one of the coldest places in England in the winter. During snow and frost, conditions can be rough with the electrics. We get quite a lot of slipping. We have to take great care not to get the resistances of the engine hot. They burn out, the engine is a failure. And that means probably someone got quite a long walk, possibly the driver.
Certainly plenty of bits and bobs lying around. So here we are, Peniston Station, the disused bit. Shame really. Apparently there was a famous song about Peniston Station in a musical. See if I can dig it out and stick it on the end of the video, eh mate?
I worked for British Rail in the good old days when passengers were second class
It's
and
dead.
always in the way.
But
Then we all went private.
it's preserved. You know what I mean? It's protected.
Ask that focus group to tell us who we are. I'm asking for all tickets, please. This train doesn't go through to Leeds. When Beeching got his axe out in 1963, he chopped so many branches that he almost killed a tree.
Lovely structure.
Thought that Harold Wilson would bring the wind of change, but Barbara sharpened up her axe and pruned us back again. I'm towing.
Apparently there was the canopies and everything on the other side. I think I've got some video footage to show you on that. And if you look deep enough you do find those electric clues. And here's Peniston Station from the front.
With supermarkets in our yards to run us out of town.
And this is the bit that's still open.
The roads are stuck from end to end. You'll have to take the train. We're building up steam, can't you see?
And this is the bit of Peniston Station that you don't get to see.
Century. But as for Margaret Thatcher, she never went by rail.
Wow, I thought the others were abandoned.
And simply put us up for sale. Our railway may be slim now.
As you can see, she's going on and on and on. Now, can you see a familiar object in the background? I can.
To
Get up
Penistone.
there. And one thing you can't film at Peniston, you cannot leave out the substation. I'm glad that somebody's actually made a building of it instead of it being like the eyesores that we experienced on the last leg of the trip. Well done. Looks like this building's going to last a few years. So here we are at the end of the platform, ready for our next leg.
This line, the Sheffield-Manchester, though it never paid, was the first in the country to be electrified for both passenger and goods trains. The change to overhead electrification started before the war, long before today's intercity electrification out of Euston.
Yeah, apparently there used to be a good shed around here, as well as sidings on both sides. As you can understand, if this was Peniston's first station, it had plenty of sidings to serve industry. Oh my goodness, I found some old coal drops. Look at this. This is amazing. Look at it. Oh, it's perfect. Not touched. So that's the location at Coal Drop. This apparently is the location of the station. The first station at Peniston. Yeah, notice this interesting cutting. Was there a buffer stop there? Was there a siding? Was this a goods line? It came to an end? Or is this the end of the Peniston goods sheds? I'll let you guys work it out. It's just before a major tunnel, sorry, a major bridge ahead. You see that old bridge? That might be a good landmark to work with. Oh, I'm not sure whether that's an original or not, but it's nice to know that they're keeping in theme with everything else. As you say, still approaching that bridge. As you can see, it's a sheer cutting. It's a sheer cutting both sides, but beautifully blasted out by the navvies. Found one at last, eh? Just before we hit this lovely cutting, with a lovely bridge. Stone masonry work, blasted out. Nice. Yeah, and I bet the Woodhead still stands at the crossing with Hillside town. Oh, they still keep appearing thick and fast. I don't know. Notice these bolts. This is a Hillside Lane crossing, and as you say, we've got a bit more Woodhead metal still in situ. Nice. That's this old building. I'm not sure whether it's related to railways, but maybe it's an old crossing building. So we're very close to Bull House Colliery. This may be one of the branch lines off to serve the colliery. I know it had a load of sidings. It does make sense that it should have a siding specially dedicated. As I say, just short of Bull House now. So we've got one of those semaphores, sorry, one of those pantographs, and then we've got one of these babies. But they were the foundation stones for the pantographs. Duh, answers on a postcard. Just coming up to, as you can see, a massive sidings. Moving on from that last shot of the bridge, I think Bull House Colliery is straight ahead. Maybe we need to check this out. And so we have this lovely building, which is a nice landmark because this is exactly where Bull House Colliery used to be. It had a couple of sidings, which, as you can see, not a clue to be found. Yep, that's where we're heading. Some strange architecture on this line. I don't think it's railway related though. Well, that's what used to be here. And these are the remains. We've travelled about a mile at the moment. I think this is railway related. Here, quaint little tunnel to go with that bridge number we've just seen. Yes, so we're very close to a station. Hopefully that'll be coming up very shortly. Now this is an interesting bridge, because if you notice there's old brickworks at the side, but it's got concrete slabs on the top. Does that mean it was reinforced for heavier traffic? Again, very near that station. So we come to our next station. This is Hazlehead. Hazlehead Station. Intactish. Well done, whoever's done this. You've done a great job in preserving a bit of heritage. Nice. Very nice. And this is a building next to it. So I expect that was the station, and that was like a station master's. A couple of sidings at the side. You can see yourself. There's loads of space here, and there is meant to be a branch line that goes to an ironworks and a colliery. Let's see if we can find any traces. So we just walked up there slightly. Like say, these are the sidings for Hazlehead. I think that's where the branch is. I'll investigate that in a second. But see how wide it is. You can tell there was a load of sidings here. So looking at the undergrowth where that siding should be, came across this brick and concrete thing. Not sure what it is. Let's investigate further. Yeah, the top here, it's nice and flat. Is this some kind of a loading bay or something? Now looking at the side here, I suspect this was the route of that mineral line that went to the colliery. You can just about make out a pathway. And here's a third look at that structure. So we're now just going to walk a bit of this branch line. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, it's an easy route to walk. There's no signs of railways. But still, it's a nice flat route, which is a good enough clue that it was railway related. So that's where we just walked. And we'll have a little ganders up here. We might be hitting private land, so we may have to cut it short, but let's have a quick walk anyway, eh? It's a nice day for it. Well, I didn't expect to find any rail on this track. Wow. Yep. But the old colliery still lives on, eh? Gives you an idea where we are. That's looking back. There you go, looking back. And looks like we're coming to a bit of a cutting. Apparently there was a tunnel a little further up here that's been filled in. Well, I'm still on the track bed. As you say, there's plenty of trees here. Well, it's pretty flattish. I'm really surprised that Mother Nature hasn't taken over this area yet. Oh, and suddenly the track bed becomes a riverbed again. See the discolourant? That's a good sign that we're very near to the Ironworks. I expect this is the sludge left over. And so Mother Nature does her bit again. I expect this is very close to the tunnel mouth. It's the final leg that led up to the colliery. Oh, and a few scratches later, we get to the other side. This looks like the bridge, not the tunnel. But you can see yourself, it's been cultivated on the other side. Here we are, top of the bridge. This is the walk we've just done. That's where the line used to go, straight ahead. As you say, there's a bit of a tunnel, then it led on to the colliery. So let's nip back to the trail. So here we are, the final climb up to Dunford. As you say, this is a very wide siding. I'm still at that station, and you could get at least 6 or 7 sidings on this. I expect most of it was serving that colliery, the line we just walked. So apparently this is part of the track that's been made into like an adventure playground for kids to discover new things. And guess what I've just discovered? First prize, eh? Right, I'm just before the holding sidings. You know, the sorting sidings, just before Dunford Station area. I found this really old building. Let's go and investigate. Oh, as is notorious for these trips, yes, plenty of nettle bites kicking in now. I still can't make out what this building is though. Well, as you can see, it does look like an old goods shed. Let's have a look a bit further down. Looks like a project that's been abandoned, truthfully. And here it is a bit further down. So it's certainly a very big building. Most probably a warehouse of some kind. Early railways, definitely. And just a little bit further down, this building looks like it's been associated with it. See how them bits there that have been cut off? That leads on to it, and it's around there. And here's another one of them bridges. So now the track suddenly widens on the right. So I suspect this is the start of the Dunstan sorting sidings. Yep, so these were the sidings. Up to the side, and what do we find? A clue. Again, I'm just very close to the neck where the sidings spread out. This may have been, you know, for light. So, as I said, these are them holding sidings that lead up to Dunford Bridge. See that fence there, how it changes direction? That's where the sidings go out to their maximum level. So all this land was railway sidings in the past. As you can see, there's plenty of these within this siding, so it's certainly served by the electrics. And it just goes on and on and on. I can't find any clues, sleeper wise or track. Apparently there also used to be a turntable here, but no sign of it yet. Yep, still in them sidings at Dunford. As you can see, it's a bit more open plan now. That's what we've just walked. These are massive sidings. Certainly plenty of stock to hold here. I think we've found the turntable, you know. I've just at the point towards the end of the sidings found this very large circular pit. And this is exactly where the turntable was. It looks like it has been dug out, so there's no clues like there was at Penistone. But wow, I didn't think this was here. Nice find. And so we finally make the approach into Dunford Bridge. This is at least 4 tracks wide with several sidings. and it's going to get wider. As you can see, we are nearly there. This is the final approach. It's getting really wide now. There's meant to be some sidings here on the left. Yeah, some clues from the past, from the steam days. That's probably a signal stump. So we've got them lower sidings, and just beyond the wall there's another smooth area. Was there some extra sidings here as well? I can see Dunford Bridge station from here. That gives you an idea how close we are. So here we are at the site of Dunford Bridge Railway Station and sidings. See them trees ahead? Just beyond it there's a funny tunnel, the Woodhead Tunnel. Let's go and explore. So looking in the Sheffield direction, coming round, and we make the final approach to Woodhead Tunnel. Tunnel number 2. Tunnel number 1 being over there. Still a few clues around if you look for them. And there she is in all her beauty. And for you steam enthusiasts, this is the route you would have taken. Now it's on the side here. Some clues. Brickwork. Nice. Shame them buildings are in the way, but that's where the old tunnels used to be. The tunnels of death, as they used to call them, because of all the smoke. Hopefully you can just see the 2 tunnels. It just goes around the corner, which is a bit of a bugger. That's how she is in the valley. And there's the other one, the wider one.
This is the new Woodhead Tunnel built for the electrification. The old tunnels, which are closed now, had an evil reputation. The train smoke gathered so densely and hung around so long that the gangers maintaining the line often had trouble feeling their way through, even with lamps. Many got silicosis, and some became invalids after as little as 6 years. It's always been damp and smelly. Railwaymen called it under the hill, and said you could get an idea of the tunnel taste by drinking bad port wine and savouring the taste it left in your mouth afterwards.
Well, I would have loved to have walked through that tunnel, but there's a lot of electrical cables stopping me from doing so. So I'm afraid we've had to do it the hard way and come over. But this gives you an idea of the rest of the trip to Manchester and beyond. As if by magic we're on the other side. So again, this is the new tunnel. These are the old tunnels. And that's where they're going. Small station, Woodhead. Signal box at the end, that's gone. As has the platform on this side. Right, let's keep going. My apologies. No, both platforms are still standing. It's just a staggered platform, that's all. Yeah, I think this is the one that had the signal box on the end of it.
Woodhead signal box and signalman Michael Gattenby, aged 21. When he left school, he worked in a shop, then a factory, then a mill. But he'd been interested in railways since he was 5, and when he was 18, he decided to train as a signalman. His is one of the loneliest boxes on the line, but a busy one. His basic pay is £17.7.
Woodhead. Oh, David. Z70 down at 47. 2 couple for Peniston at 12:13. That's it. Down fast just coming out now. New train engine section. Just tell Dunford it's gone. That's the driver ringing in from that train up good to tell me that he's arrived. Hello. Yeah. 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 Okay. Thank you.
This is where we're heading. So we've travelled about half a mile down the line from Woodhead. Now, can you see this pathway here? This isn't a true representation of the railway track. The railway went all the way across. Apparently they laid some pipes here, and so effectively they've made a pathway out of it. So this isn't a true reflection of the line. It was a lot wider, and unfortunately they've destroyed all the railway infrastructure that went with it. There you have the nice, you can just see the 2 tracks again. But look at that for a view. That is well worth the visit. Fantastic. So yeah, another quarter of a mile, a quick Chester for you. It looks like we are curving now. Right, this is the first real clue I've found other than that station at Woodhead. This is a 7 pantograph. So this is the approach to Crowden Station. This was a very, very wide area and it had several lines going through it. Apparently Crowden shut really early and there's very little clues available. Yeah, loads of ballast as you'd expect, but no signs of any platforms, I'm afraid. I'm not even sure whether they were standing when the electrics were here. As we said earlier, there are a few clues that there was some civilization here, as you can see with this brickwork and everything, but the clues are few and far between. Let's have a look further. So this is the site of Crowden Railway Station. It was right next to that wall near the reservoir. As you can see, there isn't a clue to be found. Ignore this pathway. This is a pathway that's been put in after the railway was closed. Apparently it used to go flush, but definitely no pathway at the time. Now, if the railway had gone straight ahead, it would have gone straight through that grass bank. Are we looking at a tunnel that's been filled in? Yeah, I've just travelled beyond that last reservoir, and it certainly looks like there's a bridge been taken out. Because like I say, I'm on the other side now and I had to come down a very steep hill and there's no way Tommy's would have been doing that. Right, we've just travelled around another mile, approaching Torside very shortly. Torside crossing, the famous one. So here we're looking at Torside crossing. Led on to Hadfield. Yep, I've had a good look round and there's no signs of Torside crossing at all. It's been totally wiped off. So here we are on the trail again. We've still got this track on the left. Yeah, just thought I'd give you a periodic shot as we approach Hadfield. And so we finally go under our first railway bridge on the Manchester side. There's a nice piece of architecture for you. Final approach to Hadfield. Apparently Hadfield Mill on the left very shortly. Hard to see, but this is one of those drops. This is a bridge just before Hadfield. It is. Just the usual bits and bobs lying around here, there and everywhere. Wow. Signal still standing. Don't think that's been used for a while. Yeah, all the colour aspects have been taken out. That's the shell. Not used, that's still disused. But Hadfield is up ahead. Oh my god, it's like a graveyard here. Look at all this railway mania just chucked anywhere and anywhere. We're on the final approaches now, coming into Hadfield. To say, there's a few clues of what Hadfield was all about. But Mother Nature has been a bugger. And so we reach the end of the trail. Back to rail again. Hadfield, Hadfield Goods Shed, side of Hadfield Station. Here we are at Hadfield Station. The end of the line.